Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the hillside. A little bit something different for you guys today. I'd like to talk about deer-proofing your garden. Now, most people probably out there already laughing at me because, well, it's not possible to deer-proof your garden because if you're like me, in the city, suburbs, urban environment, wherever, there's deer. I mean, especially in the east, we have a white-tailed deer. I'm sure other places you might have different problems, but white-tailed deer are everywhere around here. So what I've done by trial and error is basically stop planting things that deer will eat, and by trial and error, leave things that are not eaten as deer-resistant plants because, well, let's face it, deer is pretty much going to eat anything, but I found some things that they won't eat. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through my garden and show you things I've learned through my experience that might help somebody else out there to avoid the pain I've gone through, and just kind of cut to the chase and plant stuff the deer are not going to eat, save you a lot of heartache and pain. So first off, let me go ahead and show you right here. You've probably seen this before 100 times. These are just some different varieties, but this is Lantana. It's actually a tropical, it can turn into a shrub and overwinter in some, I think zone 9 or 10. Yeah, but it's going to be an annual for us, but the deer do not eat it. And some people may like it, some people don't. I think it's pretty cool. I think the flowers on it are really beautiful anyways. And this is Crosandra, I think, like that. Let me see, where's the thing? Yeah, it's is it gonna zoom in? Crosandra, orange marmalade. Deer, it's been out here in the open. Deer have not nibbled even a single leaf on it. So that's number one. Number two, they've kind of passed their blooming, but these are black-eyed Susans. You can kind of see some of the flowers there. The leaves, I guess, are tough, and the deer don't like to eat them, so it's non-palatable to the deer. So the deer won't eat those. So black-eyed Susans are a great option for your the second option there. Kind of pan around here. These are just your standard irises, multicolors, many planted out there. The deer do not mess with the flowers or the leaves anyways. They're very sharp, tough. So yeah, there you go. Irises number 3. Deer do not mess with those guys. Okay, let's kind of zoom back around here. Sorry about the whirlwind effect here. Canna lilies. We've all seen the red tops on these. There's comes in multicolors, different varieties, shades and everything, but these are right out in the open. Never had a single leaf ever touched by a deer. So canna lilies. Something about them deer don't like. And, you know, that's fine. But, you know, something else you could say is the deer where I live may not have the same taste as the deer where you live, because I've grown okra before and the deer have never touched a single leaf on it. I know people who live across town and grow okra said the deer just eat it straight to the ground. So, you know, it's always just a crapshoot. Right here, these are the peonies or peonies, whatever you want to call them. Of course, they're not blooming because they're very, very early spring blooming. Never had leaves touched on this. Deer do not like peonies, so that's another idea for you guys. Plus, a bonus for these guys, if you've never grown them before, they have an awesome scent. It's almost like perfume. It's one of my favorite scents, especially early in the spring. It's such a treat. So grow it for the dual purpose. You get the long evergreen foliage in the summertime. It can take high heat. It's not been affected. I hardly water these things, if at all, other than rainwater, and they do just fine. The deer don't mess with them. The flowers are beautiful, and they smell amazing. So definitely grow some peonies for that. Kind of going back over here. And again, it hasn't rained in about 6 weeks. I've been doing the best I can to keep things alive, but these are just some dahlias. There's one right there. I don't remember the variety or the exact name, but that's not important. But dahlias, or some people say dahlias, whatever you prefer, I don't care. But deer don't mess with them. Love these guys. The bees are all over them. Butterflies, especially monarchs, non-stop. Love these guys. So they're an excellent pollinator flower. They're beautiful to look at. Deer don't touch them. So there you go. Now again, this is a poorly timed video because these are my purple coneflowers, or you might say echinacea, that is past their prime of their blooming. So just like the black-eyed Susans, I believe they may be related, I'm not sure, but the leaves are very tough and spiky and everything, so deer don't mess with these at all. Never had any problem whatsoever. The thing about this, guys, is these will self-seed and self-sow. So you plant it once, I hope you like it because it's not going to go away. But, you know, that's not a bad problem to have. This guy right here, I showed him one of my very first videos ever. And it's kind of blooming a little bit coming back. But these white flowers are for the Yarrow. The evergreen, kind of like the foliage down here, looks almost like a fern, really. It can be used medicinally for stopping, I believe it stops nosebleeds and minor cuts and things like that. But yeah, the deer do not mess with the yarrow, however you want to pronounce it. It's a great herb, has tons of flowers, and deer don't mess with it. So there you go. It's another idea. Plant some yarrow, multi-purpose plant here. Battery's running low, so I need to hurry up. This is not looking too good because it's really a spring blooming plant, but this is Virginia Spiderwort. It has some purple flowers on it, which are well past its prime. This will spread via root systems. So again, plant this at your own risk. Just you've been warned. You'll find it coming up in your sidewalk and everywhere else you don't want it to be at. So some spiderwort's another good option to plant to deter deer. So there you go, guys. That's just a quick little tour of some of my deer-resistant plants. Oh, let me show you one last one right here. This pink flower here, these self-sowed from last year, but these are some zinnias. Zinnias not preferred by deer. I didn't say they're deer-proof. They're not preferred by deer. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's just some ideas to help you deter some deer, maybe end some frustration ahead of time, because I have tons of deer. I see them every single morning in my yard, almost like clockwork. So these guys were out here unprotected. I don't have any kind of fencing. I don't spray these guys, and the deer do not mess with them whatsoever. There you go. So hope you guys learned something. Hope this helps somebody else out there about what to plant to deter the deer and end some headaches. So this is Dave, the Hillside Gardener. I'm going to sign off right here, and you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.